originally, we had a long history on our campus of industry-heavy projects where students would participate with industry partners. I was kind of in search of one for our campus and for our students, and Marty Hebig, who's the owner of Maverick Software, was also looking for it because he had participated in one when he was a student in our department in the late 80s. And so we found each other and we started Project Maverick. And so we hired 9 students that first semester and it kind of mushroomed from there.
It actually started in 2006 with the idea of trying to get internships for software developer computer science majors. It was really cool to see students get real-world experience working for real-world companies.
Thomson was so impressed with how well the students did that then the following year they opened offices at some other universities. We're the original Maverick office, and I like to say the best, right? But we certainly provide lots of opportunities for students.
We are a software consulting company. We have clients that we take care of their needs, help out with whatever projects they want. Our big major client company is Thomson Reuters. They work primarily with law, legal technologies. They work on a lot of software that helps develop software that's for legal research and other different searching abilities. They do news-based software and searching as well.
My name is Ron Titus. I'm a technology manager at Thomson Reuters. This has been a wonderful career for me. And one of my passions around technology and run projects, I've also loved being a part of the recruiting for college students, and Maverick is one of those key pipeline roles. It's a really great program that actually accomplishes many things. It accomplishes a wonderful opportunity for students to work in a real-world environment and situation on very meaningful projects. To us, Thomson Reuters, we have a lot of wonderful work that gets done in our technology stack.
I was actually a management human resources internship, so I got to learn a lot about the day-to-day office management system, working through different human resources related issues, and it was a great time. It was great to be a part of the team, great to learn about the company, and great to be part of that process, hiring more students and getting more workers on.
I was a Maverick for 2 years, so I got 2 years of experience at Thomson Reuters before I actually took a step as a full-time employee.
Having that collaborative experience, being familiar with the products and the environment, and then also having those people networking connections really help.
The actual technologies that we're using in the industry right now are going to change. And so it's a very fluid challenge to have people that are able to learn, and that builds the base for the Maverick's ability, along with their academia, to be able to be very versatile. And I think the main thing is the passion around tech. As long as you're very passionate and wanting to learn what's new and great in the industry, that just creates so many opportunities in your career.
Thomson provides all of the hardware and software in this site that students utilize, and then they just VPN into Thomson's network, and they do software development or software testing tasks, depending upon which team they're integrated into. And there are criteria where if they're doing software testing and they would like to do some development, they can often migrate to a development role. And then they're just used like any other full-time resource. They're really just like an entry-level employee. This is real-world stuff.
On my team specifically, there's one developer that I work really closely with. We typically talk each day. He talks to us as if we're equals. I don't really feel as like an intern or a contractor with Thomson Reuters. I feel integrated with the team.
They're treated just like any other new hire would be treated at Thomson. In fact, we've had some of our interns train in new full-time employees for Thomson.
We really do value the work that the Maverick students do for us. A lot of times we get these side projects that are really valuable work that need to be done, but our full-time employees are focused on their day-to-day job. And so that staff augmentation really helps us, and it helps the students learn as well.
It's not always just software development or software engineering testing. It's also in the business world and technology. There's so many different things that people can pursue. And so what I love to see is that when a person graduates and after they've done a Maverick stint for several years, they know what they want to do for their first job. And it helps them really catapult into the industry and they hit the ground running.
Currently, we have about 15 students. Our highest peak, we've had about 20, 24. Which has been great. We love building up that, getting more students to come on in. We have a super flexible scheduling system. We know that classes are most important as long as they fit between Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Basically, I get my class schedule and then Once I have it all in my Outlook calendar, I look for all like the blocks of time that are empty, and that's basically where I throw work in.
In my final year, my classes are pretty intense, so it's really nice to have that flexibility in hours.
Usually I work for about 2.5 hours in the morning, then I would go to classes for around 2 hours in the middle of the day and then come back for another 2.5 hours. Fits well between my classes.
It's kind of the rare project that benefits students and industry partners and faculty and the university. Students get real-world experience and paid while they go to class. We're very proud of the fact that we've placed 100% of the students that have gone through this project, and the industry partner gets real-world work done. They don't have to send it to an offshore site, so they can keep those jobs here stateside. This project benefits the university by being able to have a partnership with someone in industry, and students know that that organization is going to come here and recruit. And I think because of the high level that these students achieve, it also attracts other organizations to come and recruit them. Really, the big benefit for the industry partner is a pipeline of pre-trained employees. You have an interest in Thomson and they have a job available for you, then that following week you're working at Thomson doing the same things. There's no training costs. You just migrate to their site and it's pretty seamless for them.
Even if they don't come to our company, they're very, very marketable. Most companies in the Twin Cities area, for instance, I can vouch for, know what the Maverick program is, and many times they have benefited from that program that the student went through with us. Obviously, they have school to attend, and that's always number one, to do well in school, because that builds your base to be able to be successful when you graduate. But at the same time, we're getting a lot of great work done from Mavericks.
I can always reach out to either other senior developers or lead developers on the product, and they're always willing to help.
My supervisors have all been really nice, really friendly. They want me to succeed and they want me to learn new things. I definitely feel comfortable coming to them with questions.
I don't hesitate anymore. In the beginning I did, because I was like, they might think like I'm asking too many questions or things like that, but they really do want you to reach out.
For example, this week I had a bug that I was working on that dealt with a different team's stuff. So I was just asking the different people in the office who were on that team about that. So it was super easy.
Another benefit for Project Maverick is it's kind of a built-in network of people, right? You have a network of prior Mavericks, and you have a network at Thomson Reuters. You have a network at other university sites of other student interns. The networking piece of who you know is a way to find another job. It's a way to find someone to come and work with you.
I think being here is a super great opportunity for networking. I've met a couple really good friends here.
We are very much of a bonding family, and we're able to help one another, whether it may be of academia or even work related.
It's like the aspect of working in a team and being able to work on a team and communicate with the team. It's definitely going to help.
Well, networking is great here, and I can't wait to see what all my peers do in the future.
I have friends who work at all of these companies, whether in Minnesota or across the nation, and just having that network of people is really beneficial in your professional future.
I'm still connected with people that I went to college with. I work with them every day.
When students get hired by Project Maverick, I think they find that classwork often gets easier. So they'll take concepts that they've learned here at Maverick and take them to class, or they'll find that concepts they learned in class they can bring here and apply to their work. You can watch their development, their vocabulary changes. They get exposed to much bigger projects than we can simulate in the classroom. Then they might be working on a project with Thomson where there's tens of thousands of lines of code. That's a very difficult thing for a classroom setting to simulate.
I think it's the real world, like how business works and like the giant code bases that our projects have versus the small isolated problems that you do inside of a class.
When we're having like our reflections or talking about like how this will be used in industry, I can kind of like connect it to like stuff I've learned at work.
In my database management class right now, I've actually did a little bit of database work at work, and I've actually applied it to my classes, and it made it really easy to actually pick up on why we do things rather than how we do things.
Things I learned even like yesterday in class will like benefit me even in my next day at work. Sometimes it'll connect, and that's super cool.
My internship experience was ahead of my classroom experience. So I'd start a class and we'd start with the first topic and I'd be like, oh, I did this at work last week. So that makes my homework way easier.
Typically, a student goes into the job market with kind of a lightweight resume, but in this case, they've got a lot of things that they can put on their resume when they apply for jobs, because they have to spend at least 12 months calendar year on this project.
This is the perfect way to prepare somebody for graduating and getting into a technology career for them, but also through putting that knowledge into real world solutions. We get those same benefits because when a student graduates and they come to Thomson Reuters, as many of them often do as full-time, if you think about it, it's an absolute no-risk situation for the student and for us because they already know all about us and what it's like to work for us and our work environment. And along with that, we know all about them. And so it's always successful.
Students will find themselves using and learning different programming languages, Java, C#, Python primarily, as well as some database languages like SQL. Other technologies or other things they can find themselves working on are general cloud computing technologies on different projects such as quality assurance or software development. Otherwise, just working through general knowledge of computer, how to get processes going, how to troubleshoot, work through that stuff is very helpful as well.
Definitely became a better coder, a better debugger.
Like automation tests, QA testing, and also the development side of things, as well as JUnit testing.
On an everyday basis, I use IntelliJ. I use Postman, which is a manual testing software for APIs. And those two kind of work together on a day-to-day basis. So I can do manual testing, automation testing.
Learning how to communicate technical problems to non-technical people.
Everybody's off doing amazing, great things. We have some people working at amazing companies such as Amazon, Microsoft. We have over half of our students up on the walls who are working at Thomson Reuters, and the majority of which are still there today.
100% of the students that have gone through this program and worked to graduation have gotten full-time employment. Oftentimes 8-9 months ahead of their graduation date. And we've even had some people be hired as experienced employees at organizations. So rather than a new hire rate, they might get somebody that had a year or two of experience just from all the things that they've accomplished here at Project Maverick.
It's unbelievable the amount of work they've got done and how many people we have hired and have grown their whole careers at Thomson Reuters. My boss's whole organization, almost half of it is previous Mavericks. And that is a wonderful testimony to the success of the program.
I like to see the development of the students. The reason that this project has been just really wildly successful is that we have really good students. A project like this is a way for us to recruit students. It's a way for us to retain them. The students are the centerpiece of what's really happening with Project Maverick.
Just giving me that technical ability and confidence in myself that I'm able to go past my schoolwork and actually put this into my work.
Knowing what to expect when I get my first job and knowing the technologies that businesses use on an everyday basis.
It's a very nice environment. Basically, you're going to learn a lot of things that'll help you later in industry, and you'll get a lot of experience here.
Something that I'm going to be taking on for the early part of my career, if not for the rest of my career.
We've always been a student-based entity. We always want to focus on the students and see how far they can go and excel. Everything that we can do for the students includes things like on-the-job training, real-world projects, as well as career growth development, resume building, LinkedIn building, interview preparation. My favorite part though is that they can get a job offer by the time they graduate.
I know I have the entry-level skills to get those starting new grad jobs.
I feel like this position is definitely going to help. Internships definitely look really good on resumes.
It's a neat environment here. You know, they have lunch together, you have camaraderie, they do things outside of work together. There's usually a group of students that take classes together, work on projects together. So there's just a lot of great synergy just by being in the Maverick program.
We take a break during the middle of the day. It's really fun to see everybody engage with each other, just have fun. We believe the time just being away from the computer and just talking to each other is super relaxing, gets you energized again.
Over the summer especially, we do a lot of things together. In the afternoon, we go outside and play hacky sack for about half an hour, so it's a bit of fun, break up the day.
We also have lunch dates. We all just gather around in the main area and just eat whatever Ryan, our manager, buys for us.
All the frames on the wall are all students who have gone through our program successfully and graduated. We have a lot up there. I believe there's about 192 currently right up there. And not to mention some of the ones I haven't even put up yet. We've got a long tradition of that. I hope I can be here as long enough to fill up the entire wall. I really want the problem of not knowing where to put more frames.